super exciting. Like we said, pretty different from our Falcon 9 launches, and so this will be the first time that any of us have gotten to see this type of integrated test flight with both the Starship and the Super Heavy booster.
Everyone cheering as we get into T-minus 5 minutes.
We want to remind everyone that success today is anything.
Yeah, I've been watching this the past like 30 minutes.
For today, success is anything that we learn that helps improve the future builds of Starship. If we lift off and clear the pad, we're calling that a win.
A great shot of the pad there. A great shot of the quick disconnect on the second stage. You can see the frost line on the booster where that methane is fully topped up. I think we're just coming up on the last few minutes here of propellant fill on the booster. Now that quick disconnect is going to separate away as we actually get into the ignition sequence, but it's providing electrical connections now and also providing the propellants that we're loading into the vehicle.
Yeah. We're just now under 4 minutes until liftoff of the Starship flight test. We've been following along for what honestly seems like days and days now, but really it kind of comes down to years. It has been a long time to get to where we are today. Now, fast forwarding a little bit, we have the opportunity to hold, if necessary, at 40 seconds. And we are able to hold there for about 15 minutes or up to 15 minutes and still be able to lift off.
Yeah, and that's a little bit different from Falcon for the propellant sequence on Falcon that we don't have the opportunity to hold. So that's a cool new capability on Starship.
Yep. Right now, T-minus 3 minutes, 10 seconds and counting. We got some great views from the drone. It's nice that the fog is slowly lifting. We get some of the blue skies, hopefully good views. What we're waiting for right now is closeout of propellant loading on the first stage. That should be wrapping up here shortly. In fact, it looks like fuel fill and drain valves are coming closed. That means first stage is fully loaded, second stage fully loaded, and that 10 million pounds of propellant on board the Starship launch vehicle.
I want to take a quick moment to say that the crowd energy here is electric. I feel like it's Falcon Heavy test demo all over again.
And hopefully you'll hear us as we get into the plus count. But right now, next activity is coming up. The flight termination system arms at T-minus 2 minutes. Thrust vector control checkouts at T-minus 2 minutes. And then after that, major activity will be the T-minus 40-second gate. There's a view looking up at the 33 Raptor engines. There are 20 engines in a circle on the outside, and as Shiva said earlier, 13 engines on the center. Those are the ones that gimbal and steer the vehicle.
I don't think I've ever seen someone so excited for TVC wiggles.
Love this view. These are the 33 Raptor engines at the base of the Super Heavy booster. I think we can see those wiggles now.
Yeah.
We're currently inside 90 seconds. Next major activity, T-minus 40 seconds. That is a gate, a decision point. We're waiting. Possibility the propulsion team may need a few minutes. Flight termination system is armed for flight. We're getting ready for T-minus 1 minute and counting. No, T-minus 1 minute and counting. Next, we'll see as we get past T-minus 40 seconds for final checks of the vehicle.
Let's go. Come on, man.
Okay, you can see the clock is recycled. Flight director has called a hold. We are recycling. For the moment, we'll see where they move the clock back to. They could hold at T-minus 40 seconds. They could go to an earlier point. Give us a minute to listen into the nets, and we'll see if we can get you more information to share.
Dang. Went silent, didn't it? I really would like a launch today, my dude. Alright, so got propellant, everything ain't fully loaded. I don't know as to what checks they like looking for, like what they supposed to looking into. Could be a variety of things, temperature, pressure. Get some air reads or something there. Somebody out in the range, in the way. Rough.
John Innsbrucker again here at the Hawthorne webcast desk. We're holding a T-minus 40 seconds. What we've heard so far is we have a couple of issues we're working. One is the booster tank pressurization. Final pressurization was just a little bit long. That's not unusual. We've held at T-minus 40 seconds before to pressurize. That appears to have been resolved. At the same time on the second stage, they're working some final purging. We should know very shortly if that is cleared and if we'll continue the countdown.
Everyone, especially that person, is excited to keep going. Like John said, we should know shortly if we are able to continue. But as we mentioned before, we are able to hold up to 15 minutes and still be able to lift off today.
Yeah, on Falcon 9, it's a little bit different. Once we start propellant loading, we pretty much have to go at the targeted time. Otherwise, the propellants can warm up and we may not have the performance for that particular mission profile. It's a little bit different on Starship.
Folks, if I can interrupt,
yeah,
it looks like they're clearing all the flags and we're going to release at T-minus 40 seconds.
That is amazing news.
Amazing.
Team working quickly through their issues on first and second stages.
And I'm sure all of the rehearsals and simulations that they've been doing have prepared them to evaluate this data quickly to try to get us in for today's launch attempt.
For those of you just joining, we have a brief hold at the T-minus 40 second mark. The team is resolving one issue with the bleed purge on the stage 2 Raptors. Like John just said, the teams are quickly working that, and it looks like the flags are being cleared as we speak. So we should be able to resume the launch countdown any moment now.
And it's worth noting on Starship that once we resume the countdown, it restarts from the 40-second period, and then we keep going unless another condition pops up. So stick around because Starship could be going here real soon.
Don't walk away, that's for sure. Amazing views here coming to us from Starbase, Texas.
Cheering to close the start again.
What's going on? Hey, we back on, baby. We back on. Hey. whoa, we about to get a 10?
T minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7,
Let's go! Let's go! Woo! Woo! Hold on now.
Booster after chamber pressure is nominal.
Stuff is flying off of it.
Plus 33 seconds into the test flight of the inaugural
I'm guessing that might just be the
Starship
ice.
vehicle. Tower cleared, we're into pitch over.
Cross buildup.
Propulsion reports first stage engines nominal. What a sight from the ground cameras at Starbase.
Nominal. Yes.
We're
Oh.
flying at twice the thrust of the Saturn V heading to space.
Look at the trail on that thing, bro.
Acquisition of signal, Corpus Christi.
We're throttled down and throttled back up. Going through the period of maximum aerodynamic pressure.
Yeah, some of the engines are out.
As the velocity increases, the density of the atmosphere is decreasing,
Max Q.
lessening stress on the vehicle. The call out, max Q now.
Looks like 5 or 6 engines might not even be on. But it's going.
Continuing to watch the first stage as we head down range.
It's going.
A 100 seconds into flight. Our next major activity is going to be
Acquisition
shutdown
signal,
of
Houston.
the first stage. Houston tracking station now acquiring the vehicle. With shutdown, we will get separation of Starship and Super Heavy and ignition of the Starship engines. When Starship separates, we light up 6 engines in a staggered sequence. And if all goes well, those 6 engines will burn for almost 6.5 minutes. Onboard
Okay.
view from Starship.
Okay. Let's go. Let's
And
go.
our views of the Raptor engines on the second stage as we prepare for stage separation. Now, after stage separation, the first stage will flip and begin a boost back maneuver for landing in the Gulf. Continuing to fly, 2 minutes 40 seconds. Let's get ready for main engine cutoff.
Booster engine cut off.
Beginning to flip for stage separation.
Flipping a little much, maybe. Flipping a little much, maybe. Whoa, is this circuit? Whoa. Whoa, hey. Ooh. Your boy tumbling, bro. Uh-oh. It looks like he's tumbling.
As of right now, we are awaiting stage separation, where Starship should separate from the Super Heavy booster.
Yeah, Kate, right now it looks like we saw the start of the flip, but obviously we're seeing from the ground cameras the entire Starship stack continuing to rotate. We should have had separation by now. Obviously, this is does not appear to be a nominal situation.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it does appear to be spinning, but I do want to remind everyone that everything after clearing the tower was icing on the cake.
Let it go. All right.
There,
I thought we would at least get the
and there,
separation.
as you saw, as we promised, an exciting end.
Felt
to
pretty
the
positive on the
Starship
good launch.
Inaugural integrated test flight.
But I was hoping for a separation.
Everyone here absolutely pumped to clear the pad and make it this far into the test flight, the first integrated flight of the booster
Yeah, because that was their
and the
first time
Starship
even
vehicle.
launching
live
the
view
booster.
there of our control
So-
center at Starbase, which we refer to as Star Command.
Because they've done test flights with just the Starship.
As we said
That's the
before,
upper,
obviously we
stage.
wanted to make it all the way through, but to get this far, honestly, is amazing.
Well, if you're just
That was
joining
the
us,
first time they really did
Starship
it with
just experienced what we call a rapid
both
unscheduled
stages, but also
disassembly
even
or
just
a
testing out
RUD
that
during
first
ascent.
stage.
But now this
actually
was
launching
a
it,
development test. This is the first test flight of Starship, and the goal was to gather the data, and as we said, clear the pad and get ready to go again. So you never know exactly what's going to happen, but as we promised, excitement is guaranteed. And Starship gave us a rather spectacular end to what was truly an incredible test thus far.
Now, as we mentioned at the start of
I
today's
like this dude's
program,
fit. He got
any
a
and
nice
all
clean
the
fit.
data that we collected during the test is going to help us with
Range
further
is really
development
dope,
of
too.
Starship, and it's going to improve the vehicle's reliability as SpaceX seeks to make life multiplanetary. It's really worth noting that the flight path was designed to be
but,
over water and all the air and sea space. Along with that flight
that was
path
exciting,
and those
man.
surrounding areas were cleared in
That was
advance of the test. And of course, we're going to be coordinating with local authorities for the recovery operations.
But honestly, what an exciting morning. Oh my gosh. We had a successful liftoff from Starbase, Texas at 8:28 a.m. Central Time. We cleared the tower, which honestly was our only hope. We cleared the tower, and all the data that we collected all the way through all those Raptor, those 33, although I think we saw that 3 Raptor engines were out, but we got all that data, and we got so far as to hoping to see the
if you look at that
Starship, the
video up
second
close,
stage,
you really see,
separate
like,
from the first stage, the super heavy
lights that
booster.
went on.
And unfortunately, we didn't make that happen, but that's okay. It was the first integrated launch, and honestly, today was amazing.
Absolutely incredible day. We made it through a number of those initial test objectives with getting booster ascent, getting all the way through the countdown, working some issues at the end. Like, really fantastic day.
Got through the gate at T-minus 40 seconds on the second try. Everything released, the hold downs, quick disconnect arms, everything moves out of the way. And then we got the
Also,
vehicle
I
off
had
the
to go back and
pad,
check it out again,
through
but
max Q, all the way up to stage
during that
separation,
initial-
even starting into the prep for stage 7.
During that initial liftoff, there was just stuff flying everywhere. Not just like smoke and vapors and stuff, but it was just like seeing bits of chunks like of things like flying everywhere. So I'm pretty sure like pieces of the rocket, pieces of that of the stand was probably flying off. Some of the icing on the exterior of the booster. I was like, oh my god, stuff was just getting flinged off. Hey, yo, anywho, man. Oh, man. Thanks for rocking with your boy. A minute. I've been watching other space launches, but this is like the one I really want to imagine. Starship. Y'all enjoyed yourselves, man. Did that. See what he move on to next for the next test flight. Hopefully get some separation and access to like the booster. Try to do like the hard landing, you know, to the ocean. Alright, y'all. I'm out of here. What is